Good morning, Mr. Aguirre. Can you turn your camera on for me, please? Are you able to unmute? There we go.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay. 14B District Court is now in session. This is Magistrate Hilary Braley presiding. Now calling case number 24W000536. This is the Township of Ypsilanti versus Leonardo Aguirre. Can I have appearances for the record, please, starting with the deputy?
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Deputy Lowhorn.
Thank you. And sir, please state your name for the record.
Leonardo Galindo Antonio Aguirre.
Okay. Thank you. Today is the date and time set for an informal hearing in this matter. What I have is a citation dated February 17th, 2024 that charges that on or about that date on South Huron Street at or near Huron River Drive, you did operate a motor vehicle with window tint on the front window and front passenger and driver's window. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. This is a civil infraction, which is exactly what it sounds like. There is no criminal penalty associated with this, no jail time or probation. You have three basic options today. You can accept responsibility, which is basically pay the ticket. You can accept responsibility with an explanation so that the court can take into consideration any mitigating factors and potentially lessen or eliminate the fine. You can also deny responsibility, at which point we will proceed to the informal hearing. The court will swear you in, take testimony from both sides, and make a decision. Do you understand those options?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Deputy Lowhorn, before we get started, was there anything that you wanted to say?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Sir, given those three options, which one would you like to go with today?
My mom has sent a paper in from a doctor's note that I allowed to have tints because I break out from the sun. I have allergic reactions and I get bumps on my skin.
Okay.
And I be getting watery eyes in the sun.
Okay.
Emailed them.
So
My mom had emailed y'all a paper just a minute ago.
No, a while ago.
A while ago.
do you know? Okay, here, just have her move into the frame since I can obviously hear her.
Hello,
Good morning. Can I have your
Good
name, please?
Christy Aguirre.
Okay, thank you. So the court does not appear to be in receipt of an email. Do you know where you sent it to?
Yeah, I can go back in my email and look because we called in and they told us to email that paper to 14 something. Let me see where I went to send it. It's not in there though.
And we're checking on our end as well, but if you could check on yours, that would be good.
Yep. I send it to 14A1 District Court on the 29th of February at 9:24 in the morning.
That would be your problem right there. This is 14B. So, what we can do is, can you put the email address in the chat?
Well, that's so weird because I called them and they told me yes.
Well, if you called 14A and asked them for the email address to submit something, then they would give you the 14A email address, but this is the 14B district court. So that you didn't call the right place. My court clerk just put the email address in the chat. So if you want to send that right now.
Okay. Where did it go?
Right here, 14, B District Court, MIWashington.org.
Let me find the.
Is this going to take you a couple minutes? Because if so, I can set this matter aside for a few minutes and call my other case.
Sure. I'm just
Okay.
looking for that letter. I went back out.
Okay, so what we're going to have you do right now then is we're going to put you back on mute and put you in the waiting room. Deputy Lowhorn, I'm sorry, you're also going back in the waiting room for a minute. And we will recall the case in a couple minutes when that email comes in. Did you write down the email address? Okay, you've got the email address? Okay. Waiting room. The other. Do we know what this STA2 thing is? Ah, well, and yes, I would say you are correct. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Now calling case numbers 24W000501A and B. These are the Township of Ypsilanti versus Delasia Patton.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Give me just a second. If I can have everybody's names for the record, starting with the deputies.
Deputy Daniel Zeal.
You.
And Your Honor, I'm here for a different traffic citation.
What traffic citation would that be?
I am looking for it now. I had a recruit at the time, so I don't have access to the ticket at this moment, but let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
Aguirre? Was it Deputy Lowhorn?
Yes, she was my recruit.
with- Okay. Then we're gonna put you back in the waiting room because they're looking for something at the moment to email me, not the deputy, the defendant. So
Got it. Okay.
cool. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Deputy Zeal. Then Ms. Patton, can you please state your name for the record?
Elijah Patton.
Okay, thank you. Today is the date and time set for an informal hearing in this matter. What I have is a citation dated February 15th, 2024 that charges that you did operate a motor vehicle on or about that date on Textile Road at or near Rawsonville Road, speeding 16 to 20 miles per hour over the speed limit. You were clocked going 60 miles per hour in a 40 mile per hour zone. The second count is that you failed to signal or to observe a signal. So, do you understand those two counts?
Yeah, but I don't agree with
Okay.
them.
That I'm just asking if you understand at this point. Okay. So you have three basic options today. You can accept responsibility, which is basically paying the ticket. You can accept responsibility with an explanation so that the court can take into consideration any mitigating factors and lessen or eliminate the fine potentially. Or you can deny responsibility, at which point we will proceed to an informal hearing. The court will swear both parties in, take testimony, and make a decision. Do you understand those options?
What was the second option you said? I'm sorry.
Accepting responsibility with an explanation. So you are basically admitting to speeding or to failing to signal, but you are providing an explanation that I can then take into consideration when sentencing you to the fine, basically.
No,
Okay. So
no.
I'm just asking at this point if you understand those options.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I understand. Yeah.
Okay. Deputy Zeal, before we get started, was there anything that you wanted to say?
No.
Okay. Thank you. So, ma'am, for the count of speeding 16 to 20 miles per hour over the speed limit, what option are you going with?
I'm not informal
So
hearing?
your options were to accept responsibility with an explanation, or to deny responsibility.
Deny. I wasn't going that fast. I was not.
Okay. So you're denying responsibility for the speeding 16 to 20 over. Which option are you going with regarding the failing to signal or to observe the signal?
Deny.
Okay. So I need both parties to raise their right hand and prepare to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, to the best of your information, knowledge, and belief?
do.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I should note to both parties that you will have 7 days from today to appeal my decision. What I'm going to do is take testimony from both sides. Because Deputy Zeal is the officer in charge of issuing the citation, I am going to start with him. You will not interrupt him while he gives his testimony. Then I will ask you for your testimony. He will not interrupt you while you are giving your testimony, Ms. Patton. I will be making a decision based on the preponderance of the evidence standard. So this is not a criminal case. So the standard by which I make a decision is not beyond a reasonable doubt, which most people have heard of. Okay, it is preponderance of the evidence, which is basically 51% to 49%. Okay, does all that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, Deputy Zeal.
Okay. I'm Deputy Zeal with the Washington County Sheriff's Office. I've been employed as a deputy for 3 years. Prior to and at the end of every shift, I conduct a light segment, an internal test on the radar, making sure the instrument is in working order. On February 14th, 2024, the light segment test showed no unlit lights. The internal test showed 32. On both the target window and the patrol speed window, and the Doppler audio gave a steady, consistent sound, which indicates the radar was functioning properly. The speedometer on the patrol vehicle is independently calibrated using the time distance method. On February 15th, 2024, at 02:11 hours, Deputy Sims and myself were operating radar in the moving mode on Textile Road near McKean and Ypsilanti Township, which is Washtenaw County. My patrol vehicle was facing eastbound on Textile when I observed the target vehicle traveling eastbound on Textile Road. Target vehicle entered the operational field at 57 miles per hour on the radar and showed the target vehicle speeds of 58, 59, and 60 miles per hour as it continued eastbound on Textile Road. The vehicle remained in the operational field. The Doppler audio was clear and consistent, indicating no outside interference. Speed limit on Textile Road is 40 miles per hour. Deputy Sims checked the patrol speed on the radar and compared it to the speedometer on the patrol vehicle and found the two to be accurate. We conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle using our emergency equipment at Rawsonville near Textile and spoke with the driver identified as DeLasia Patton by her Michigan driver's license. As we approached the vehicle, DeLasia asked what she was pulled over for. DeLasia was advised of the reason for the stop: speeding, failure to signal, and the window tint. I issued a citation number 24WD00501 for 60 miles per hour in a 40 mile per hour zone. I have attested accordance to the People versus Ferenczi in this case.
And did you mention whether or not you were certified?
I am certified.
Okay, in radar operation. Thank you.
Yep. Myself and Deputy Sims both are.
What was the failure to signal?
As she signaled to turn left onto Rawsonville Road, she did not signal going into that left turn lane.
Okay, so what you just said was as she signaled to turn left onto Rawsonville Road, she failed
So
to.
as she approached Rawsonville Road, she failed to signal entering the left turn lane.
Just so that I am sure that I am understanding what you're saying. She's driving down Textile, and when she moved to turn left onto Rawsonville, as she moved over into that turn lane, she didn't signal in the turn
Correct.
lane to move into
Correct.
the turn lane. Okay. Okay. Does that conclude your testimony?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Ms. Patton?
Mm,
Okay. Can you sit up and
I'm sorry, I'm sick right now. I can't move,
okay. It just
but
it's I can only see about half of your
Mhm.
face. There we go. Okay. Thank you. So,
Mhm.
uh it's your turn to tell your side of the story.
Okay. I don't think that I was driving that fast, honestly, and I did turn on my signal. I did signal. It might have not been as fast as he wanted me to, but I definitely did signal and I did turn. He was all the way behind me before he even got to me, like trying to catch me all the way down. He didn't even, when he approached my vehicle, didn't even tell me he had an attitude, didn't even tell me what I was getting pulled over for or nothing. Didn't say anything to me. He was very rude.
Okay.
But I definitely did signal, and it was just like he was trying to catch me or something. I don't know. Like I felt like he was trying to get me for something. He never even pulled me over for my tent or anything like that. Never told me the reason why he pulled me over or anything. Like,
Okay. So, in regards to the speeding, why do you think that you were not going that fast?
I honestly don't think that I was speeding. Like I don't. It was late at night. I don't know. I had to go to the bathroom probably. I'm pregnant, so I was probably on my way to go to my friend's house, honestly. But I don't think that I was speeding.
Do you
He,
have
he
anything?
didn't he didn't he was just rude to me from the start. Didn't even tell me the reason why he pulled me over or nothing.
Okay. So, and I hear you. I hear that you are frustrated. Okay. The reason that we're here is to talk about the driving that led up to you being pulled over. If you have concerns about the officer's behavior, that's something that you would need to take up with not the court. Okay, so in regards to the testimony that I have heard today, while I can appreciate that you don't think that you were going that fast, the officer has testified that he is radar certified and was using a radar device to measure the speed. And the court has no reason to believe, based on the testimony, that the radar device was in any way not operational. The deputy also testified that he is certified to use the radar, and that the deputy who was in the vehicle with him was also certified to use the radar. So,
Um,
based on the testimony that I have heard today, the court is finding you responsible for both counts. Speeding 16 to 20 over and failing to signal. The fines associated with these for the speeding 16 to 20 over, it's $160. And for the failing to signal, it's $130. And those are payable to the 14B District Court.
So, like, I did signal though. That's not right. I definitely did signal. I don't think I should even be fined for that because I did signal. And I felt like the officer was definitely like trying to, I don't know, he was far. Like he was trying to catch up to me. By the time it was like he was looking for me or something.
And ma'am, I do hear you. I do want to remind you that you have 7 days to appeal my decision. So you are free to do that, but at this time, the court has made its decision and found you responsible. The hearing is concluded, and you are both free to sign out of Zoom.
Have a good day, Magistrate.
Thanks. Before we bring them back in. Mr. Aguirre, are you there? Okay. Now recalling case number 24W000536. This is the Township of Ypsilanti versus Leonardo Aguirre. And can everyone please state their names for the record once again, starting with the deputies?
Good morning, ma'am. Deputy Lahorn.
Good morning, it's Deputy Campigiorni.
Thank you.
Good morning, Leonardo Antonio Galindo Aguirre.
Okay, thank you. So, we set this matter aside for a few minutes so that Mr. Aguirre could submit a doctor's note to the court regarding the tint on his windows. The court is in receipt of this, and it does appear to be a valid note from the University of Michigan. Given that information, Deputy Lahorn or Deputy Campigiorni, is there anything that you wanted to say?
No, ma'am. If the court is in receipt of the valid doctor's note from a physician, I feel we can set this matter aside.
I would also agree with that. Just make sure you have it in the vehicle with you, Leonardo, okay?
Yeah, I apologize. Like I told you today, I didn't have it on me. That I'll show you when I go to court.
Yep, and again, we're all good here. It's just at the time, just make sure you provide that so that way we don't have to go through all this again, okay?
Yeah, I'll make sure it won't happen again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Then to be clear, then the officers in charge are dismissing this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Then this matter has been dismissed. Thank you.
Thank you, Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you, officer.